I'm still learning. I learn every class. I would say my teaching philosophy, especially in a class like this, is just learn by doing. And so I think that's something that I do need to do more of. Kind of back off from the lectures, because I mean it's easy to do, sit there and talk, but I want to figure out ways to get people more involved and more hands-on, because that's, at the end of the day, that's how you learn doing stuff like this, is you do it and you try and you fail and then you try again and you just get better. My name is Jeff Collier. Officially my title is lecturer and multimedia engineer, which just means I'm the engineer of the Studio B, and I'm an editor, videographer, producer, all in. So yeah, I started here, my freshman year was in 2010, and right away I got involved with sports video. So I started running camera and doing utility and stuff for sporting events, and that kind of was my part-time job all throughout college. So my junior year, the Pac-12 network started, and so I started doing like full-time, well not full-time, but when the games were on campus, I started doing camera work as like a full camera operator, which was kind of nice, getting experience with professionals. And then I also worked with Cable 8. So I was an associate or an assistant director for one show, and then me and a friend created our other show, a sports show, that I think went really well. And it was a ton of fun working together and building that show from the ground up. And then I obviously took Marvin's classes, 455, and then I was his TA my final semester, so that was fun. When I was getting ready to graduate, I didn't really have a job or any idea what I wanted to do. But a couple of friends of mine that I went to school with, they were moving down to LA to do some entertainment work. They wanted to work in reality shows and stuff. I kind of wanted to work in sports, but what better place to work in sports than LA, where there's a million of them. I was lucky that a lot of my work was pretty regular, because I didn't do that kind of reality show on and off kind of grind. But at the end of the day, I just kind of wanted something a little more consistent, something where I didn't have to drive all around town, depending on what job it is. I knew exactly where I was going every day. And knew that it was going to be there. And so I found a job up in Spokane working in sports. That was a great opportunity. So I was in LA for a year, and then I decided to move back a little closer to home. It's an interesting transition, to be sure. Especially, I moved here in the summer, Pullman is an interesting place, especially when you're not a student in the summer. It's kind of empty, but it's nice. Especially you can go downtown and you can go to a restaurant, you can go grocery shopping in the parking lot. There's plenty of parking spaces. But it's definitely a transition. But I mean, if you like the outdoors, if you like small towns, communities, it's a great place to live, and I love it here. I like that class. It's a fun class. But I do want to teach more. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I would be interested in getting into and teaching. I think other forms of live production. I have a live sports background, and it doesn't have to be sports, but live field production is something that I think a lot of jobs are in right now, and would be very useful to kind of teach, whether it's high level from a TV truck or using a laptop and one camera and everything in between. I think that's definitely a field we could explore more.